Howdy folks, Spencer here, and today I want to go over the latest patch of news for STO on both PC and console. As always, chapters are listed down below. First up, on Monday, Cryptic released the patch notes for the patch that occurred on May 9th, and in this patch, they resolved an issue preventing all three of the T6 Dyson Science Destroyers from being available in the ship vendor. They resolved an issue that was preventing the Reverberant Shield Inversion Projector console from benefiting from damage buffs and bonuses. From what I've heard, this console still isn't that great. They fixed an issue with the Dyson T6 console 2-piece, so it does apply its proton buff to everything. And they resolved an issue that was preventing the Proton Eruptor module from gaining proper buffs related to exotic damage, including its own passive console bonus. So some fixes there that went out last week for some of the Dyson consoles. I personally didn't notice much of a change, but if you did, make sure to let me know down below. And for the patch that we had today on May 16th, we did not get any patch notes. Next up, the big announcement this week was, of course, that Season 32, or Unparalleled, is going to be dropping on PC later this month on May 28th, and will be dropping on console early in June. And in the video that I did going over this the other day, there was one thing we were a bit uncertain about, and that is the Captain Alteration token. Specifically, would you be able to use it on a Jemadar character? And initially, my assumption was probably not, given that there's not a male and a female race for Jemadar, it's just male, and there's only two species there. So there's not a ton that you're going to be able to do with that token. And then there was an announcement from MMORPG here where they had mentioned that this would only specifically work with Starfleet, the KDF, and the Romulans. That is incorrect. It does actually work also for the Dominion, according to Kale on the forums. There's no restrictions on this token, and Dominion captains will be able to use it. However, Kale does say that they give a pretty big warning when you use the token on anyone. So my assumption here is that it does work on everyone, like he says, but when you use it, it is going to break something on your character. Probably your outfits are probably just going to be fully reset if you do end up using one of these tokens, but we'll find out for sure here when this drops in about a week and a half. And when it does drop, I'm going to immediately pick one up and use it live on stream. So if you're curious to see just how much damage it does to a character, I'll be the guinea pig and I will test it out live for you guys. And for those of us on PC, we have a Red Alert event starting up on May 23rd, running up through May 30th. And with this being just a 1 week long Red Alert event, that means you're going to be able to get an ultimate tech upgrade and spec point out of it. So if you're looking to take a quick break from the game, prior to the new season dropping on the 28th, this Red Alert would be one of the easiest events that you could skip over if you do need that break. So not that important to do. It's just there for the resources if you need them. And as always, the Borg or Tholian Red Alerts are the easiest to do. And for those of us on PC, we currently have no sales active, but given how the key market's been recently, I would not be surprised if we see a flash sale pop up sometime Friday, running up through Sunday. And if that does happen, it'll probably just be a 25% key sale. And heading over to the console side of things, a reminder that the second event in the year-long event campaign is now live over on console. It started up on May 14th and will be running up through early June. So make sure you're taking advantage of that so that you're getting your event campaign progress. Next up, the patch that console received earlier this week was just to activate that part of the event campaign. And alongside that, there was a 20% Lobi sale that started up on Tuesday, May 14th also. That will be running up through the 20th. Now with this Lobi here, I would say if you're looking to convert your Lobi to energy credits, I'd probably take advantage of this sale, because next month you guys are going to be getting the Unparalleled season drop, and with that you're going to be getting the Unparalleled season event, which is going to be giving everyone 500 Lobi crystals. So if you're trying to get energy credits out of your Lobi, dump it now rather than waiting for there to be a massive surge of Lobi into the market. So definitely take advantage of that if you're interested. And next up, for those of you that like the TOS Constitution and wish that the Exeter skin was a bit more modern looking, well, you're not going to have to wait too much longer. On Twitter, Thomas recently posted some pictures of a remaster for the Exeter class, which as you can see, is a pretty substantial upgrade over what it looks like here in game right now. So this remaster is going to be a free upgrade like any of the previous remasters when it drops. And if you are using the Exeter skin, all you'd have to do is go to the tailor and reapply it to get the updated version of it. So this looks pretty good. And as Thomas says here, this was originally done by the Cryptic's partners over at Virtuous, and after the initial delivery, he decided to go in and do some refinements himself. And here's an undershot of it. Looks pretty good. Definitely a huge step up versus the thing we have here in the game right now, which definitely looks like it's from the early days of the game. So huge upgrade there, and with that, that should be most of the original TOS Connie variants now up to modern standards. So again, if you're a fan of the TOS Connie, you're going to have another modern revamped skin that you're going to be able to go in and kit bash with. So really good change there, and it's always good to see those older skins getting some nice touch-ups. And on the art side of things, Scorpion Design is joining Star Trek Online as a concept artist for Deca Games. They were recommended by Thomas, and Deca gladly took him in. And Scorpion here has some really interesting designs. I'll have their Twitter account linked down below. But over on their portfolio, they've been doing a lot of really nice Star Trek fan work here over the years. And some of these ship designs, this Hyperion here, this looks really cool. So this is one of the new concept artists we have for STO, and they are another person joining Deca working on this game that are very passionate about Star Trek, which is always very good to see. And lastly, I want to remind all of you once again that there's some giveaways going on both the Builds and CasualSAB Discords. These are PC only, and all you have to do for both of them is go to the giveaway channel in the corresponding Discord and hit this blue party icon at the bottom of the post. So just hit that and you'll be entered to win. Over on the Builds Discord, it's a giveaway for 5 Watcher Bridge Officers. And over on the CasualSAB Discord, it's a giveaway for a T6 coupon, courtesy of Martin. So these are going to be ending on Saturday, May 18th. So just go in anytime before then and hit that button and you'll be entered to win. Sometimes the bot will mess up and it'll just not give you a response. Just try again an hour or so later if it's giving you any issues. And if you want to click it again to make sure that you've entered, once you have entered and you hit that button again, it'll pop up asking, it'll tell you that you've already entered, and then it'll ask if you wanted to leave it for whatever reason. So I'm going to leave that because I don't need to win my own giveaway. But one other thing here on the CasualSAB Discord, if you have the STO role selected, there's a new channel down here for investigating bot farms. So I'm still a bit early into this investigation, so I don't want to go into it too much, but basically I've been receiving reports now for the past couple of months that there's been some Jem'Hadar bots in TFOs and event queues, advanced randoms, things like that. And they all typically follow a very similar pattern. They're going to be a Jem'Hadar in a starter ship. They typically have a ton of damage on them. They're doing next to no damage. The names are like the first initial or two and then a last name, which is similar to what we saw with the Starbase 1 bot farm about a year and a half ago. So, yeah, I don't know if this is the same person doing this new farm, but this is something I've been hearing about now for a little bit and decided to put this out there to start getting some data together so we can get a report done and hopefully get this addressed, because when you look at the DILX, you know, I think many of us expected the DILX to be a bit lower after the recent upgrade event, but instead when you look at it, it remained pretty high. So it does appear like there might be some bot farm influence going on here. And again, people are running into them in TFOs quite a bit. So if you happen to run into one, you know, take a picture, put it in that channel, and help us get some data to get them all reported. But that's going to be it for today. As always, thank you to all channel members and viewers for the continued support. See you guys around.